Okay, in this lesson we will be learning how to play in a minor key. Thus far in the lessons we've learned how to play in the key of C major, in the key of G major, and F major. If you remember, C major had no sharps, no flats, and when you played in the key of G you had F sharp as an automatic sharp when you play in that key, and when you played in the key of F you had an automatic B flat. Today we're going to learn to play in a minor key. And minor keys are very similar to major keys. And let me show you what I mean. This is in the key of A minor. These chords that we're going to learn is the key of A minor. And A minor is very similar to the key of C major. Let me show you what I mean. If I take the C chords, C, E, G, and I just go up, okay, there are the chords, all white keys, right? Well, the same is true for the key of A minor if I start on an A minor chord instead of a C chord. If I start on an A minor and then went up 7 times, or played 7 chords, and then I got back up to A there, you notice it's the same exact chords. What's the difference? The only difference is when playing in the key of C, I treat the C chord as the one chord. It's the one I start on. It's the one I end on. It's the one I go back to. All chords are measured from that C chord. But when I play in the key of A minor, the only difference is that the A chord will be counted as the one chord. And it will be the one chord. It will be the chord we start on, the chord we end on, the chord that all the other chords are measured from. It's just a shift in importance of chords. So now, if we look at the chords, see if we started here on a C chord, C, E, G, this would look like the chords in the key of C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. But we've just shifted the Roman numerals here on them. And an A, playing in the key of A minor is going to sound sad, just like a minor chord. And when we talk about the key of A minor here, and the key of C major, the first key that you learn to play in, they are very closely related. They are called relative keys. A minor is relative to the key of C major, and the key of C major is relative to the key of A minor. That's a technical term that we use to describe that we're using the same chords exactly, just a different order. Okay, so here we're playing the key of A minor, and again, the only difference really is that we're giving importance to the key of A. We're shifting the chords around a little bit. So if we start with an A minor chord on the right hand, and notice the Roman numerals here, they're different. And when you play in the major keys, the one chord was a capital Roman numeral, a major chord. Not so in the minor. Okay, it's going to start with a minor chord, that's why we have the lowercase 1 there, A, C, E, so let's play an A below middle C, with a middle C, with an E above that, an E above that. And it's a minor chord. Again, how do I know that? Remember the anatomy of a minor chord. From the first note to the middle note is 5 keys total. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from the middle note to the top note is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes a minor chord. So A, C, E. If I wanted to add a 7th, look at the red ink up here, the G, I can add a G and have a nice minor 7th chord. We've played this chord plenty. It's just we're discussing the key of A minor now. Alright, next chord. You see I have a lowercase 2, which would denote minor, but I have that little circle at the top, which means diminished chord. Now if you remember in the major keys, when we played major keys, the 7 chord was always the diminished one. When you play in a minor key, the 2 chord is the one that's diminished, the weird one, okay? So let's play B, D, F, here in the middle of the piano, B, D, F, and that makes a diminished chord. Now I still haven't discussed the quality of a diminished chord yet. I've told you about major and minor. Diminished and augmented we will get to, just hang on. So B, D, F is a diminished chord. If we wanted to add a 7th, we'd add an A. Okay, nice little sounding chord there if we wanted to add the 7th. Alright, the 3 chord is major. Okay, so C, E, G. Alright, so I'll put the 3 capital because when we play in the key of A minor, or any minor key, the 3 chord be a major chord, happy chord, C, E, G. If you want to add a B for a 7th, you have a C7, okay? Now again, these chords we've already done. We've gone over them time and time again, but I'm just showing you how they fit into the key of A minor. Now, moving on to the minor 4 chord. When you play in a minor key, the 4 chord is minor, okay? D, F, A. We've played D minors quite a bit. D, F, A. And if you wanted to add a 7th, we'd have a C there. Okay? Moving on to the 5 chord. Now, pay attention here, because the 5 chord, if we go back in music hundreds of years back to medieval times and all those, they what they would do, see, I put the capital 5 in parenthesis and the sharp in parenthesis here on the G. So let's disregard those. Don't look at the sharp, don't look at the capital 5 there. Natural and a natural minor scale, you'll have, see, we have the E and then the G natural, not a sharp yet, and then the B, and that makes a minor chord. That's the normal way, you know, the natural way what would happen in the minor key. We'd have E, G, B. But what they started doing around medieval times and afterwards is they would start sharping the G to give it more of a pleasing sound. Okay? And so a lot of times you'll see when you play something in the key of A minor, you'll see a lot of G sharps. Why? Because they're sharping, it just gives a little more pleasing sound to the ear if we sharp the G. So that sharp there is not a natural part of the key of A minor, but we can, they add it sometimes to give a more pleasing sound. Okay, so I put a minor 5 there because if you just do E, G, B, it's a minor chord. But if we want to change that quality of that chord and make it a major chord and make the G a G sharp, okay, then we change it to a major chord, and that's why we have the capital 5 there, right? Because if it's just E minor, E, G, B, it's a minor chord. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minor, that's the normal way it would occur. But if we change the G to a sharp, then it becomes a major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have the major, and that's, when you play in minor keys, that happens a lot, okay? So, I know this can be kind of confusing, but it should clear up when we do the next song, because the next song we'll do in the key of A minor, and you'll see what I mean by the G sharps. So without the G sharp, it's a minor 5. With the G sharp, it's a major 5. So you say, well, which one is it? It could be either one. Probably most of the time in contemporary music, it'll be the major, where the G sharp is added. Okay, and you won't see the G sharp in the key signature. It'll just be put within the piece of music. Let's move on. The key of, or the 6th chord, 5, 6, is major. Okay, in a minor key. So we have F, A, C, and if you want to add the E on top for the 7th, that makes a 7th chord, F major 7 chord. All right. So that's the 6th chord. And then if we move up again for the 7th chord, in the key of A minor, the 7 chord is going to be a major chord, G, B, D. G, B, D. And then if you want to add a 7th, an F, that'll make your 7th chord. Okay? Now, you should keep this board here and look over it. If you ever need to play in the key of A minor, here are your chords. And I'm explaining to you some music theory here. So this gets pretty in-depth and it's not easy. Okay? You're not going to get it all at once. You'll have to review older lessons and it'll start to make sense a little bit at a time. It's not something you can just absorb in one day. Okay, now let's learn a song in the key